Welcome, Chaponika. We are so glad you're here.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Chaponika, we were talking a little bit, and you really had some things that you wanted to share and felt that it was really important for you to share. So I want everybody to know a little bit about you first. And so you came to Companion Extraordinaire about 3 years ago.
I did.
All right. And you are a personal care aide, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what has that journey been like for you? How long have you been a PCA?
Oh my gosh, I've been doing this for about 20 years, and it's a whole lot of ups and downs, but you learn a whole lot of valuable lessons.
I heard that. Now, you've been with us for the last almost 3 years,
Yes.
And you have been caring for a veteran.
I have.
Little gentleman, very nice, very sweet. Tell us a little bit, I know we're always careful of HIPAA, but tell us a little bit about what it's like to care for a veteran.
From time to time, you have to have patience and perseverance, because sometimes dealing with vets, they're not the normal people. Sometimes they do stuff that's outside of the box, and you basically gotta roll with the punches.
Does he ever share his stories with you?
From time to time, his family stories, yes.
But those veteran stories, they keep pretty close to their chest, don't they?
Yes.
And that's hard sometimes. And you're right. You really have to roll with the punches, as you said, because veterans are people that, of course, we at Companion Extraordinaire, we absolutely love. But it's important that we understand them.
Yes.
And what they've been through and what they've given for us to be able to be here, right?
Right.
Yeah. So when you decided to come to Companion Extraordinaire, because I know somebody like you would have lots of options because you're just so amazing, what drew you to Companion Extraordinaire? Why did you say yes to the job offer?
Maybe because the size of the company. The company wasn't too big where they were just like looking over everybody. The size of the company makes the difference. It's a smaller company. The thing I like the best about the company is the interaction with the employees. Because it's almost like you come in the door, it's like you're coming into your home. It's family. Here go your cousins, your aunts, your grandma. It's a family type business.
And we say it's the family you choose.
Yes.
In fact, when you were saying it's just right, made me think of, the three bears, right? And Goldilocks. I was like, okay, we are just right. So that's great. Yeah, we certainly feel that about you. I don't think we've ever had anybody say we were like the aunts and the uncles, but that's really cool. I like that too. So a little while back, you had gotten your COVID vaccine, and you and I were having some conversations.
Yes.
And you let me know that there was a time in your life when you felt that you really didn't have a voice in things.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And you said to me, Dawn, when I found my voice, that first time I didn't even know who was talking.
Yes.
So share that.
I'm very passive for the most part. He's very easygoing. And it was just a time when I almost felt empty inside because I was doing so much for everybody else. And I just felt something inside of me. The religion, God, said, hold up. You count. You do have a story, and I gave you a voice. Use it. And I actually told somebody that was very close to me that I'm just not going to do that anymore. And miraculously, they did it themselves. I felt inside me that it's okay to say no. Saying no doesn't make you a bad person. Sometimes saying no, you say no to protect other people. You say no to protect yourself. You say no to give people boundaries. And that was the first time I had ever heard myself say no. And I was like, wait a minute, who was that said that? Did I say no, Miss Passive? No, not me. And it was like, I just couldn't do it anymore. But it was such an electrical charge. Like, what? I have that in me. The good Lord above put that in me to say, no, I don't have to do that. No, I don't have to do this.
So that everyone understands about you finding your voice. The way you shared it with me is that you were in an abusive relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
And you just really, at the time, weren't aware of it.
Yes.
Meaning that you were just going through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
You were passive, as you said, because I don't see you as passive. I just see you as trying to get along with everybody, and just wanting to make everybody happy.
Mm-hmm.
But to hear you say that you were passive is interesting for me, because we don't see you like that at Companion. We see you as just someone who's a go-getter and a moving forward. But maybe that's part of what finding your voice gave back to you. Do you think that might be it?
Yes.
So how do you see, once you had the strength to say no and move forward and move past that situation, what do you think changed inside of you, Chaponika?
It was a lot of things that changed. I started to think about me more. I got closer to God. I just started looking at stuff differently.
So you found some strengths that you really didn't know you had.
Courage.
Courage.
Yes.
Yes, you are absolutely an incredibly courageous woman. And in fact, when you and I were talking that day, you said, Dawn, there's bound to be people at Companion Extraordinaire,
yes, ma'am. Yes,
that are going through the same thing, and they don't have a voice either, and there's no place for them to voice this, and they probably feel alone.
Not even voice it, just vent it.
Okay.
Just say, just a place to go where you can say that this is happening to me, and it's not okay to happen, and the only person that can change it is you.
Yeah. So one of the things we talked about is being able to provide that for our employees here at Companion. And to see your face light up, it's still lighting up today. You have the best smile. But to see you light up that day when you said, well, Dawn, why can't we have a support group here, at Companion? Why can't we meet together? And it was really something that had been on our hearts for a long time, but we just sort of didn't know exactly how to do it. The timing never seemed to be right. And as you said, it just all of a sudden happened. It was as if you found your voice and we found our way of being able to support that voice. We all come from different places, right?
Yes.
In life. And though I may not understand exactly what you went through, I shared with you about my father and how abusive he was. And so we all have pieces that we can bring to the table. And then when we sit down, we can all feast together because we can support each other.
Yes.
Like that family you were talking about earlier. So, Chaponika, what's your vision for this support group? What are you hoping for, 6 months from now when we're coming to meet together, whether it's once a month or once a quarter, whatever it is that all of the employees as a group decide want to do? What do you think? What's that vision look like? Well, in a perfect world, okay, here's what that coming together is going to look like. What do you think?
That's a good question. I really don't know. Because will the people have the courage to take that step?
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. I tell you what, why don't we create something together that would be that badge of honor that they could wear on their lanyard that if they take that step, maybe since the lion is the, symbol of courage, if you will, maybe we take and we find a pin that is representative of the lion. And even though they may not share with anyone what that lion represents, maybe that will continue to remind them that they took that first step.
Very nice.
Okay?
Yes.
And we'll do that together, okay? You and I will look through those and see what might fit your vision. And I cannot tell you how excited we are as a company to have someone as brave as you to be able to come forward. And I felt like the first day you walked through the door, you and I just clicked. We just started kidding around with each other. And, you just, again, if people could just see you and your smile and your laughter, you just literally bring joy everywhere you go. And I know your clients feel that as well. And, of course, at Companion, when we say the family you choose, you are definitely who we want to choose. And we want to let everyone else know that as well, that if they're out there struggling, Companion is a place that you can come, and we get it.
Mm-hmm.
We get it because you've been through it, right?
Yes.
So how has any dynamic, I know that recently you lost your husband.
Yes.
And that was a very hard time for you and your family. And again, we're so sorry, Chaponika, that happened. But that's also something that you're able to share with others. You understand
Yes.
losing someone and what that feels like. How's your family doing these days?
Well, as far as the kids go, it was more or less getting them back on a routine of doing something. Letting them know it's okay to grieve, but don't stay there. That is not a place that you want to stay.
That's a wonderful, that's true, and we all grieve to our own timing.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, not staying there. And I think we see that with our veterans too. A lot of them have lost their spouses. And it is a tough time. But part of our job, whether it's your personal, personally, or whether it's as an aide, a personal care aide,
Mm-hmm.
is helping them to move through that grief, right? And I know you're a big supporter of being able to allow people to have the time that they need and in whatever way. But you're right there, like cheerleading them and saying, come on, we're going to get through this. It's going to be okay. And that was one of the most amazing things. I always think, I'm in my 60s now, and I always think that I'm never too old to learn. And you really taught me how even after years, Chaponika, that people can still be brave and still do something new and still reach out and still grow and change. And that's really amazing that you can inspire people to do that. You have so much inside of you, such a gift.
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if there was one thing that you just really wanted to let people know about Companion Extraordinaire and your journey with us, what would that one thing be?
That Companion Extraordinaire is the company that cares.
I love it. Wow, that could be like our new tagline. I like it. That is good stuff, Chaponika. You're so good. You're so good. Well, we cannot thank you enough. We are looking forward to the first of the year to be able to start this support group and, really give a venue, an opportunity, a moment in time for people to be able to find their voice and at least have a safe place to vent.
Yes.